Give me a moment, so take a step back. Don't touch my phone. Are you crazy?
No, why would I? That's gross. Who would do that?
Conversation. Hey, forbid them not.
Welcome to today's video where we explore some interesting stories about karma for Karens. Let's watch some funny and surprising situations that prove how bad behavior can get you in trouble. The first incident occurred at a movie theater and turned into an extraordinary confrontation. This was no ordinary movie-going experience, and it would soon become a viral phenomenon and a cautionary tale about courtesy and etiquette. On the evening of July 25th, 2024, it became the setting for a dramatic clash that captured the attention of millions. As moviegoers took their seats for the evening screen, a fight broke out. What started as a simple argument over reserved seating escalated into a heated exchange. The argument began when a woman, later dubbed the Theater Karen in viral videos, got into a heated argument over a seat. According to reports and footage, she was taken by another moviegoer, specifically the child of a customer who was seeing the movie that same day.
Give me a moment, so take a step back. Don't touch my phone. Are you crazy? Is you crazy? Do not touch me or my phone. Take a step back, sir. Take a step back. Both of you. Take a step back now. Take a step back now. Take a step back. Mom, please take a step back again. I asked you to give me a moment. Take a step back. Take a step back.
The exchange quickly became heated. The woman, later identified as a Bread Box Theater patron, who was even wearing branded merchandise from the theater, was seen yelling and engaging in physical contact with the patron. The situation escalated into loud voices and physical contact.
No, I did not, ma'am. I said, give me a second. Don't do that. I'm a grown-ass woman. You are not my mother. I said, give me a second.
I'm not a grown woman.
I am, but as am I. You should have given me a moment.
Really?
No, thank you. I did look at you. Thank you. I don't deserve, you don't deserve anything.
The confrontation, which took place in front of children and other theater goers, was not only distressing but also highlighted a disregard for personal boundaries and respect. The fight was the tipping point in what began as a simple seating issue. Following the fight, the situation continued into the theater lobby. The confronted woman, determined to resolve the situation, requested the presence of a theater manager and called for police intervention.
Take a step back. Thank you. Take a step back. Take a step back. I asked you to give me a moment. Now take a step back. Where's your ticket, bub? It's okay. Just give me just a second. Here you go. Guys, come on, let's go, okay? What you did.
Wonderful.
Wow,
example.
what you did, and I have it all on video, and I cannot wait to post it. Bread Box Theater.
The tense exchange did not end with the confrontation. The confronted woman, feeling offended by the incident, decided to file a lawsuit. Her actions, including asking to see the manager and contacting law enforcement, added to the complexity of the situation. After reviewing the incident, the theater manager took decisive action. The woman was formally banned from the theater, and the situation was resolved with a focus on ensuring that such incidents would not recur in the future.
Something bad is
To bring folks together is to give them real good.
Yeah, page him, please. And can you get Manchester PD on the phone? I'd like to press charges.
You're gonna press charges
Oh,
on
most
me.
definitely.
You're the one who pushed me.
Most definitely, I'm
You're
gonna press
pressing
charges.
charges
Most
on me.
definitely, I'm pressing charges.
The woman's disruptive behavior at the theater placed her in violation of Florida statutes, Chapter 877, Section 03, which includes making loud noises, engaging in violent conduct, or other conduct that would cause a disturbance of the public peace. These acts may include causing a disturbance at a public event, engaging in acts that cause a disturbance, or other acts that disrupt the public peace. Public disorderly conduct is generally considered a misdemeanor and may be prosecuted as a first-degree misdemeanor. Penalties may include up to 1 year in prison, a fine of up to $1,000, or both. Next, we get to see Karen and her super smelly fight. It all started one morning on June 22nd, 2024, in a Florida park when a 76-year-old man was sitting on a park bench, enjoying a quiet moment with his dog. Little did he know this would be the beginning of a very unusual and harrowing encounter. The elderly man, who had been a familiar figure in the park for many years, was known for his friendly greetings to everyone who passed by. On this particular morning, as he sat quietly with his dog by his side, he noticed a woman walking her dog nearby. And the woman, later identified as Callie Robertson, 28, was out for her usual morning walk with her pet, The elderly man, out of habit, waved and said hello to him. It was just a simple gesture of friendliness, a way to connect with others in the neighborhood.
What's going on?
I have a dog.
Okay.
I walked my dog this morning, and I was sitting on a park bench down the end of the road. You want to show me where it do you want me to show you where it was?
No, it's okay.
Okay. On the corner T, that we call it, I call it. And I waved and yelled hello. Now, I couldn't see the person's face. I didn't know who it was, but I always yell and wave hello to everybody. And nobody ever has reaction. They say, hi, how are you? Blah. And saying something, I said, wait, I can't hear you. And so I told you not to talk to me. I'm a woman alone. I'm a single woman alone.
All right, do you have your ID with you?
No, I don't, but I can go get it.
It's all right, I'm gonna get a photo of you here before we do anything else.
Okay.
Have you ever had any interaction with her before?
I was starting to tell you.
Facebook?
For some reason, I stopped to look behind me, and she was crouching with her dog, and so I just walked away and went up that way. Nothing else was, just nothing said.
Callie Robertson's response, however, was anything but friendly. She had said that she had been angry at these greetings in the past, and this morning her frustration reached a boiling point. As Callie finished her walk, she picked up her dog feces from the ground. It was hard to imagine what happened next. In an initial act of aggression, she walked up to the man who was still sitting on the bench and smeared the feces on his forehead.
Do you have an altercation with the gentleman standing over there today?
Yelled at each other. Is that an altercation? We yelled at each other a few times.
Okay. What's going on between you and him?
Honestly, all it is, I'm a woman by myself out here. He has yelled at me before several times, 7 in the morning, just yelling hello. And I told him, I said, hey, he keeps doing it. I was like, hey, I said, stop. I was like, this is the last time. I said, stop. I was like, I really don't know you. You don't know me. I'm a young woman. Like, not yell at me in the morning. Like, can you not do that?
How did he get dog feces smeared across his forehead?
What?
There is dog feces smeared across his forehead.
I don't know anything about that.
Right, because he's saying...
I mean, I do have a dog, but I don't pick up his feces like that.
Oh, he's saying you picked it up, walked over, and smeared it across his forehead today.
No. I did walk over and yell at him because when I was yelling, because that's probably about here to that camper from him, and he said he couldn't hear me, so I walked a little. Oh, why would that's gross. Who would do that?
I'm just telling you what I'm seeing.
The man, shocked and horrified, had never experienced such an attack before. The feces, still in a bag when it was pushed into his face, left him not only confused but also physically affected. This was no ordinary dispute. It escalated into a disturbing act of humiliation. When the police arrived, they witnessed a scene that was both shocking and disturbing. The elderly man recounted the incident with obvious distress. He explained that he had simply greeted Callie as he would everyone else and received a reaction he could never have anticipated.
How many times have you had an altercation with him?
I mean, yelling back and forth like 6 or 7. It's mostly him yelling at me and me just telling him to f off and walking away.
And how long have you been staying here? Quite a while if you got it on your driver's license, I'd imagine.
Like, if we gotta get that serious about it.
Well, considering it was buried, I would not necessarily tend to believe that was the first one of the day.
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest with you.
That's fine. I should probably call. You think? Just like, how serious do I need to take this?
He described the encounter in detail, what Callie had approached him for, and how she had aggressively shoved a bag of dog feces in his face. He noted that after the incident, she had called him derogatory names and left. The man revealed that this was not the first time there had been tension between them.
You were sitting here.
I yelled hello.
You were sitting at this bench right here?
I sat on this bench here.
Okay.
And I saw somebody. I know it was her. But then later, I walked around over there behind the boat. I saw her dog get trapped, and I saw she picked it up, and I thought, oh, that's... And as she was coming over...
Callie had previously reacted harshly to his friendly gestures, telling him to stop greeting her. Although he had tried to remain friendly, her hostility had been simmering, culminating in this extreme act.
Okay. What color? Do you remember what color the bag was?
I was thinking about that. It was, they make these neon colors. It was sort of like a teal, the color of my house. Mm-hmm. It wasn't blue, it wasn't green, it was a mixed shade.
It's the only thing...
My face.
Correct. It's the only thing she doesn't admit to. She says that's the one thing that she did not do. She admitted to using the foul language. She admitted to using the very unkind description of you. However,
that's a lie. That's a lie. I want her charged.
I'm going to.
The police were presented with a clear assault case. Rubbing feces on someone's face is not only disrespectful, it is also considered a form of legal assault. The man decided to file a complaint, and the situation quickly became a legal one. Callie Robertson, when questioned by police, was unresponsive. She admitted to yelling at the man, but denied any involvement in the assignment. Her story seemed to change when she was confronted with evidence to the contrary.
Physical evidence is still sitting over there. It's that bag right there, the green one. It does have feces on it. It matches the feces that's on his forehead, because it's going to match that one specifically.
Am I about to be arrested just so I can give him to somebody?
I'm looking to try to not to do that, but you haven't been honest with me up until this point. You have no criminal activity. I just ran your criminal activity history. You have nothing.
I know, because I don't.
You understand? Listen, I've been doing this for 12 and a half years. I've put in so much investigation on this one silly thing.
Officers noted that Callie was evasive and inconsistent in her statement. She initially denied using the charges, but was later found with a green bag that matched the description of the bag used in the incident. The color and condition of the bag matched evidence found at the scene. The green bag found at the scene was a key piece of evidence. It matched the description provided by the older man and was found to have the characteristics.
What happened between you and him today? Because this isn't the first but this is the first time it's gotten
I want him to stop yelling at me.
Okay.
He just yelled at me. And I yelled back. And I yelled back because I told him. And then I went inside. He came up and walked on my lot. I think we all know what happened.
Ma'am, I need to know. Did you smear feces in his face with a green bag that you have in your pack? Right in Pinellas. Listen, please listen.
I know. I'm listening. I know I'm in trouble.
In Pinellas County, we have something called adult diversion.
The dog came up and I said, "Don't say hello to me anymore." And he's trying to yank out my hair, and
If you're really looking for the specifics of that, you close the distance to him where he was in a seated position. He was in a position of disadvantage as you walked up to him at that point.
I guess this is probably what he wanted. This is why he kept yelling at me. He wanted me to get to this.
Callie's attempts to exchange the bag she gave to police did not improve her situation. The physical evidence confirmed the victim's story, leaving no room for doubt. Callie eventually pleaded guilty. Her sentence included probation, but the incident had a lasting impact. Karen's actions, which may have seemed like an act of anger, actually had many consequences, especially affecting the man's health and safety. Her actions were considered active assault, which put her in violation of the framework of Florida statutes, Chapter 784.011. Under this statute, assault is defined as an act that intentionally causes fear or threat of physical violence against another person. To constitute assault, there does not need to be actual physical injury, but only conduct or words that demonstrate the intent to cause fear or threat. In Karen's case, misdemeanor assault is usually considered a third-degree misdemeanor. Penalties for this offense can include up to 60 days in jail, a fine of up to $500, or both. Love is a good thing and often goes hand in hand with happiness, but love certainly cannot be applied in this last situation. In a quiet suburban neighborhood in Florida, where families expect safety and tranquility, a disturbing incident occurs, shattering the illusion of tranquility. And on a seemingly normal day, an alarming situation was captured on body camera footage on August 11, 2024, an encounter between a stalker and a 12-year-old girl that no one could have foreseen. The footage shows a man, later identified as Timothy Nealon, standing outside the front door of a home. His demeanor is erratic and his actions are driven by a disturbing obsession. For 5 long years, Timothy has been obsessed with a young girl he met online. His determination to find her brings him to the doorstep of this unsuspecting family, where he begins knocking on doors trying to make contact.
Okay, yeah, but you're going like door to door trespassing on all these people's properties.
That's knocking on someone's door, trespassing?
Yeah, if you don't have permission to be on their property, absolutely. So why are you going door to door if you're trying to meet some girl from the internet for a date?
For 5 years and I haven't heard nothing from her. If I find her one day, that's fine. If not, no answer or yes answer.
Fine.
What am I gonna do? Sit out here, wait for them to pull out of the...
The landlord, alarmed by Timothy's presence, begins to question him. Timothy, clearly distressed and defensive, explains his mission. He is looking for a date with a girl he has been pursuing online. He admits that despite his efforts over the past 5 years, he has not received any response from her. The situation worsens when Timothy expresses his frustration and desperation, saying that he just wants a definite answer from the girl.
By the way,
well, you don't even know where she lives.
I know I get my cell phone taken away from me. Like I was sleeping over the Walgreens.
Okay.
And in that night, someone took my cell phone from me.
Well, that's why I'm here. I'm not just driving
that
around.
Didn't happen. I'm just saying if I could get a
12-year-old daughter online.
That's how old she is?
Yeah.
You're here to forbid me? Little children? My name is Ask Little Children.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
The FBI is involved in it, so please.
The FBI?
All right, hey, stop talking to him. All right, step down here on the street, get off this property. All right, so there's your answer. This girl you've been talking to is 12 years old. You're obviously an adult, so that conversation...
Forbid them not.
Hey!
Forbid them not. Holy and profane, I'm holy. And so is my church, the Church of I Am Christ.
Timothy's explanation is disturbing. He insists that he has been looking for the girl for years, despite not knowing exactly where she is. His obsession with the girl is disturbing, especially when he begins to discuss his interactions with her online. The landlord, feeling threatened by Timothy's behavior, informs him that this kind of persistent and intrusive behavior is unacceptable.
Okay, how are you going to make money?
Driving trucks, man.
Okay, do you have a truck down here?
And I'll get some money when I drive some trucks that got a Class A license.
Okay, but if you don't have a truck, how are you going to make some money? All right, what's your first name, bub? What's your first name?
My name is As Little Children.
The situation worsens when the police arrive on the scene. The officers quickly assessed the seriousness of the situation and began questioning Timothy. It was clear that his behavior was not only inappropriate, but potentially dangerous. The homeowner informed the officers that Timothy had been harassing his 12-year-old daughter online, raising immediate concerns for the young girl's safety.
Become as little children, or you will not enter the kingdom of heaven.
That's not making any sense whatsoever.
Become as little children, or you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. That's what it is.
Okay,
Become as
so what is your government?
Whatever you think is paying you, I can pay you more. If it's money, that's fine.
So what is
if it's for diligency, I'm here for my woman. And if she does not want me, I will leave right now forever.
Well, the Father has said that you are not wanted, so you should leave forever.
Forbidden not. Forbidden not.
Well, that's not your place to say that you're not welcome here.
As the officers questioned Timothy, his responses became increasingly erratic. He insisted that his intentions were pure and that he simply wanted to know where he stood with the girl. Timothy even went so far as to say that he would leave permanently if the girl was not interested. And his insistence on this point only added to the concerns of everyone involved.
Forsake your sons, forsake your daughters, forsake your wives, forsake children. Do not forsake little children. I'm little children, and if you're an officer of the law, if you will die for Jesus, if you will die for Jesus right now. If you're taken in underneath the law, go ahead, because you want to fight for that badge right now. Go ahead. I'm the one Church of Christ who is Muslim and Christian. We have the living God who has never died.
Timothy's responses revealed a very disturbing mindset. He stated that he would continue to pursue the girl regardless of her age, showing a blatant disregard for the legal and ethical boundaries surrounding interactions with minors. His statements about seeking out younger girls and his belief that his actions were justified by his religious beliefs only added to the concerns surrounding his behavior.
Your assumption's correct. I'm not with Timothy Nielsen. You need a
Who will lose their life for Jesus will find it. Who will lose their life for Jesus Christ will find it. I will lose my life for Christ any day.
Okay.
I bet you win before me. I find it. Lose your life for Christ. Let me just walk out of here, man.
So what? Again, what's your long-term plan? So we put to bed this whole I'm looking for this girl I met on the internet. I
cleaned myself up.
I didn't say you were, Mr. Nielsen. I never said you were on drugs. I'm trying to offer you some assistance.
You just go consult with the Bible and consult with God right now.
Timothy, listen. So apparently, according to dispatch, we've been dealing with you in this capacity for a couple weeks.
Forever, if that's what's in her heart, that says that I do not want this guy. I will leave forever, and that 5 years has been one girl. So 5 years. So you understand she's 12, and I understand from you that doesn't make a difference to you. But you don't understand God. With men, things aren't possible. With God, all things are possible. All things.
The police officer made it clear to Timothy that the girl's father had forbidden any contact and that he was not welcome there. Despite this, Timothy tried to reason, clinging to the hope that he might still have a chance to connect with the girl. His refusal to accept the father's decision and his continued insistence on his own version of morality highlighted the severity of his obsession.
Mr. Nielsen, I told you I would do you one favor. I did speak. 6 years old, 12 years old. It's what you feel in your heart. She wants nothing to do. There's no love connection. She does not foresee herself a person to break your heart, but it is definitely not gonna work out. Regardless of what you thought in your mind, what you thought in your heart, there is definitely no.
And you believe it came from her?
I talked to her specifically.
Do you believe it came from her? She wasn't under distress at all?
Well, no, she's not under duress.
How do you know?
Because I was in the house.
How do you know she's not under duress right now?
Okay.
How do you know she's not under duress? Huh?
The police arrested Timothy, but the situation had a profound impact on the family and the community. The young woman who was the target of Timothy's obsession was understandably shaken by the experience. If the presence of Timothy, who had traveled all the way from Oregon, and his aggressive pursuit left the family feeling vulnerable and unsafe in their own home. The police and law enforcement agencies were then faced with the challenge of addressing Timothy's actions within the bounds of the law. According to Florida Statutes, Chapter 784, Section 048, harassment includes stalking, threatening, or engaging in behavior that causes anxiety or fear to another person. These can include sending text messages or making repeated phone calls, following another person, or using social media to threaten or annoy. The man's actions were classified as harassment, and if caught, he would face up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000, and he would be ordered to stay away from the girl's family. All right, fellas, what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and educational content in the future. Thanks for your support.